Welcome, 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 everybody, to our encore presentation. And we were so excited based on the popularity and the demand of the first workshop that we did a couple of weeks ago. Your feedback, and actually you kind of going, wait, I missed it. Was a great opportunity to give you an encore presentation, give you an opportunity. So Chris and I are here. Hi, Chris.
Hello.
And yes, we look exactly the same as we do in the presentation. And we're going to kind of be here as you're watching this presentation because it's as if it were live. And we are going to be here being able to see your comments, respond to your comments. We're going to have a question and answer section at the end. So definitely throughout the discussion, please place your questions there. If we have an opportunity, we're going to respond to you right away. But if not, then we'll definitely kind of concentrate them into the Q&A section at the end. All right. So we'll get there. And then at the same time, Chris has come up with, and I just love when, these powerhouse maverick women do this, but she's come up with a special jump starter package just for you as part of this encore. So sit back, get your pen and paper, get your idea of what is it that you want to kind of work on during the live tapping session. And then let's get ready to rock and roll, shall we? Woohoo! You excited, Chris?
Yep.
Let's get going. So we're going to have an absolutely fabulous session. It's all about mastering your emotions for ultimate happiness through tapping. And in a second, I'm going to introduce you to our fabulous leader of this discussion in this tapping real-time session. So I had mentioned to you in a lot of emails you've gotten, but I mentioned to you to already be thinking through what is one area, one issue, one struggle, one challenge, one limiting belief that you could actually keep at the top of your mind for when Chris leads you through this tapping session. Okay. Because I'm telling you, it will be powerful for you. All right. So be sure to do that. Be sure to say hello. We're going to keep track of your comments. We're just going to be all over. Are we supposed to join StreamYard or just can watch it in Facebook? Well, Marina, at some point in time, you must have given StreamYard permission to access your name and your photo. So you're great where you are, anybody, if you're just watching this through our Powerhouse Mavericks Facebook group, because that is the only place we're streaming live. What StreamYard wants you to do is simply click on that link in the post to give them permission to let me see your name and or your profile. Now I see a number of people coming in saying hello, and you might be seeing those comments as well. And when you post it into the comment section, that's all fine and good. It will just come across as it's coming across with Facebook user with no name or no photo. If you want me to see who you are, and so we could talk to you directly, then just be sure to hit that link from StreamYard. It won't take you anywhere. It shouldn't, at least. It'll just be, giving them permission to share your name and your photo. Let's see what else. All right. So who am I? Especially, we have a lot of new attendees, a lot of new participants, a lot of new members of our Powerhouse Mavericks group now as a result of this session. So let me introduce you to me. I'm Bernadette Bose. I'm the fearless leader of the Powerhouse Mavericks, and I am a business success and transformation coach with Ball of Fire Coaching is my business. And I really work with powerhouse female maverick coaches, consultants, and service providers who want to break through the money and time ceiling that they might be struggling with in order to create riches in their work and their life. Now, why I'm hosting these type of sessions is every Thursday in our Powerhouse Mavericks group, I host Powerhouse Maverick training sessions that are top of mind topics that you're coming to me with, either questions, challenges you're having, or just, hey, I want to learn more about this. And then every Thursday at 1:00, we have a Powerhouse training session, a live training session that you can participate in. And then they're kept in our guide section of the Powerhouse Mavericks page. So there's huge value and benefit in being part of the Powerhouse Mavericks community. Won't go into all of that now because I really want to make sure we have plenty of time for our session today. But you'll get some welcome emails and you can take a look around the group page, look through the guides, all the content we have there in order to help you become a Powerhouse Maverick. Okay. Hi, Devaney. How are you? That is who I am. And just want to make sure I'm covering everything. Your worksheet is right there. I'm posting it right there, and I'll have that pop up throughout the session. Okay. But let me share with you some information and some testimonial regarding what you're going to experience over the next hour and 10 minutes. Okay. Because we're going to have a real-time tapping session. And we're going to have Q&A, making sure after Chris walks you through the basic principles of EFT tapping, then that real-time session, then she's going to give you tips as to how to use it in your daily practice. We're going to make sure we answer your questions. We are also, because I'm so huge on the value that she provides, we are going to talk about how you could be working with her as well. So just know that that's coming. And I expect that we're going to earn your permission to be able to kind of share with you how you could be working with her and helping to, kind of transform your life. Okay. But let me read you one from Angela. And it reads, Christine is amazing. I've tried tapping on my own before with YouTube videos and other generic guides. I never saw any improvement in the way I felt with the issues I was facing. Christine listened to my story of loss, of friendship and anger at being misunderstood, then quickly made them into an effective tapping script. When I was done tapping along with her, I tried to bring back the feelings of hurt and anger that I had before, but I couldn't. I could barely talk about my negative emotions because they simply weren't there anymore. She is clearly an expert at what she does and gets right to the heart of the matter. When you tell her your story, be ready to kiss it goodbye and get on with what really matters in life. She wants to thank Christine. I feel limitless, even after having my session multiple weeks ago. How fabulous is that? Now, let me share you mine real quick. Mine is, I had a situation that I just was letting get the better of me. And it was an individual that I would, interact with quite a bit in my social network. And there was no way I was giving up this social network, and it's centered around pickleball, but that's for another day. But no way was I giving that up. But yet this one person had this way of just, do you ever have that? Anyway, so I took it to Christine. I said, I know you have a way of helping me, through this. And but I will admit, and I think I admitted it to her too, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know about tapping. I didn't know about EFT. I didn't know about the process that she's going to walk you through today. So, but I was like, hey, I'm open. I have to be open if I want to kind of move on. An hour later, she, like Angela, she said, okay, so how do you feel? And I'm like, well, quite honestly, I don't feel anything. But it was more important when I went out multiple times and interacted with that group, with this person, and immediately kind of my guard went up thinking, oh, okay, this is going to be agitating. Nope. It was gone. I mean, it was to this day, and it's been probably about 5 or 6 weeks. And I interact with this person on a regular basis now. She is absolutely powerful. So I know you're going to get tremendous value from this session. And I know that she's going to be able to help you in what you might be dealing with. So please leave your questions, leave your comments as we go. And let's be sure that, she can tap into exactly what it is you're dealing with. I just want to share, Devaney, I'm ready to tap. Yes, I know. We're going to get there. I promise you. Marina is excited to tap. We have someone, and keep in mind, if you are in our Powerhouse Maverick Facebook group, be sure to give StreamYard permission for us to see your name, okay? True story. He. Oh, that must be Angela. Fantastic, BB, magic. Oh, that's sweet. All right. So let me see. Where are we? All right. So let me give you an introduction, real sweet and short, because I want her to share her stories. Christine Hunt. She's the CEO and owner of Hunt for Hope Wellness. She's a wellness coach and consultant and certified EFT and matrix re-imprinting practitioner. And we're going to make sure she shares with us all about that. So just give me a second to add her here and add her over here. Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hello, I am absolutely fantastic. How is everyone today? Let me see it in the chat.
Yay! Yay! Do a shout out to Christine, everybody. Woo, 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 woo. Now, she does go by Chris. She goes by Christine as when I'm introducing, but she does go by Chris. So feel free to, you're friends now with her.
Yes.
So feel free to share that. All right, Chris, we're going to get right into it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm watching the time too. And so tell us about you, about who you are before we get into all the business stuff and the tapping stuff, but share with everybody who you are.
Yeah. Okay. I am Christine Hunt. I live near Annapolis, Maryland, on the East Coast of the United States. For those of you that might be out of the country. Well, I'm married, got 2 grown children. I've got 3 adorable, of course, grandchildren that I love to hang out with every week, and we just have a lot of fun together. My hobbies, I love to sail. I have been a skier for most of my life. I really love gardening and just being out in nature in general. I love to hike and travel and do all of those kinds of things. And I just love the work that I do, and I'll be sharing that with you in just a little bit.
And yes, she does. And trust me when I say I really hook into people who just ooze passion for what it is that they do. Seriously, as dramatic as I can be. But so you trust me when I say she's the real deal. Okay, so based on all of that, help us understand, how did you get into this line of work from, kind of all that from your past and your present?
Yeah. Well, actually, in 2008, I was diagnosed with a chronic illness. And I decided, wow, all right, there has to be a reason why I got sick. So therefore, there has to be a way that I can heal myself. And that is when tapping actually came into my life. I started using it. And so I have had some healing. But I have had all kinds of other things get resolved in my life as well. I mean, my stress levels are lower, relationships are better with my family. I just feel better in general. I'm more satisfied with life, more at peace, more fulfilled. So, it has really made an impact on my life, but it was through that journey of seeking the cure, basically, the healing, that I came across tapping, and I just ran with it because it just makes such a big difference.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Chris, I love when someone uses their life experiences and turns it into their passion, their work, their purpose in life, the why we always talk about. And we talk about that a lot here. But what makes it unique or transformative from any other means of support that someone that is here today could be seeking out? Why is it so unique and transformative?
Well, because tapping basically is kind of a combination of talk therapy, Chinese medicine from the acupuncture standpoint, and neuroplasticity. So in talk therapy, normally you will be recalling a memory of something that was upsetting to you, or you're going through something at the current time and you maybe don't even know where it came from, but you just feel bad. There's conflict. So there is a certain amount of talking and so forth that needs to take place so that me as a practitioner, I can understand what's really going on. with you. So I know where to start. So we call up that emotion, that memory, and all of the emotions that are around it, because tapping is really just kind of a slang term for the real name for it, which is emotional freedom techniques. And that's plural, because there's lots of techniques underneath that emotional freedom umbrella. And it falls under the category of energy psychology. So again, we're using psychology, but on an energetic level, which is where the tapping comes in. Because when we tap, then we are tapping on certain meridians on the body, and that is stimulating a calming response to whatever that emotion is. While we are doing that, then that is also changing the way that you think about that experience. So you're creating a new perspective of that memory, a new thought process about it. And the neuroplasticity is what is happening in the brain. Your brain is being rewired to the new thoughts and things around the memory. So it goes deeper than conventional therapy as a result of that, because we can get to a problem and go deeply into the origins of it, the root causes of what your current situation is, and we can eliminate it. So that's the main thing that's very different about tapping than, say, conventional treatments.
Right. And I'm telling you, I mean, and I've had a lot of various treatments, and yet that was the most profound that I experienced.
It's powerful, it's fast, it's long lasting because of the rewiring of the brain.
Right.
Okay. You change the way you think about something, literally. And so there's no negative side effects. It's non-invasive. It's just talking and tapping.
Right. Awesome.
And there's been a lot of clinical studies. There's been 100 clinical studies and papers that have been written about it. So it has scientific backing behind the effectiveness of it on a variety of different issues.
Right. I'm playing with stuff here, people. Sorry about that. Okay. So yes, and there is a lot of science behind it, which we can all then trust that it is, proven fact. And yet, Chris, trust me, after just this session today, we'll prove that to you as well.
Yeah.
So what are the common struggles, and maybe you call them traumas too, that people may be experiencing that tapping could be very instrumental with?
Well, basically the creator of tapping, his name is Gary Craig, and his kind of tagline was, try it on everything or anything. And so because so much of what happens in our life is because of some kind of an adverse reaction that we have to an experience in our life, then we go through some kind of a little trauma. Now, I use the term trauma loosely. When people think about trauma, they think, oh, it's this big thing that happened. It was an armed combat, or I was in this natural disaster, or something along those lines. Well, yes, those are traumatic. Okay. But I call those big T traumas. There are lots of other little T traumas, which are things like, you give a talk in front of your third grade class and you really weren't prepared for it. So you got embarrassed and humiliated. The teacher told you to sit down and you feel really bad about that. And you make a vow that you're never going to do that again. Well, there's all kinds of health problems that come into play as well. So there's times when you feel embarrassed, self-esteem issues, health problems, fears and phobias, anything that's uncomfortable for you. It can be an addiction. It can be that you're not making enough money. It can be that you have relationship problems. It can be, like I say, the health issues like fibromyalgia or arthritis or any kind of a systemic autoimmune disease, anything, because they all start with thought processes that began at a moment in time that might not have seemed traumatic to you, but in that moment you made a decision or you made a vow that you would do something or that you would never do something. And that turns into a belief that then prompts how you react and how you show up in life.
I love your list of those things, the big T's and little T's. I love that. Everybody can keep that in mind very easily. Mm-hmm. What are your big T's? What are your little T's? And like she said, little are things that drive how we're responding to life.
So it's those choices that then form and shape our lives and create us to be who we are. And if we don't like who we are or how our life is going, then it's time to make a change. And that's what the tapping helps with.
Yeah. So think through, everyone. And I did kind of probe you in the emails I've been sending, but think through something that you might want to really focus on when we get into the tapping session. All right. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep moving. So what do you want our viewers, our participants, what do you want them to really walk away with from today's session?
Well, to understand that we are not locked in stone with the situation that we might be experiencing in life, or, kind of where we find ourselves, that we have the power over our emotions and how we react to life events. And we have the ability to shift that perspective at any time. Anytime. You could just make a decision right now, even without the tapping, that, okay, I'm just not going to do that way anymore. I'm not going to be affected by that person anymore. So we can step out of being a victim, okay? And we can step into that place of empowerment where we can create a life that we want simply by mastering our emotions and how we show up for life. And what that does then, it gives people hope. That's why my company is called Hunt for Hope Wellness.
Yes, it is.
Yay! Yay! So it gets rid of the struggle and it helps you to experience more empowerment and the changes, to be able to make the changes in your life that you want.
Right. Awesome. All right, folks. We have like 5 minutes until we get to the real tapping session, because I do want her to share about the basic principles of tapping. And then we're going to get into your real-time tapping session. So get ready. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about how you can kind of incorporate it into your daily practice and get to your questions. So keep posting your questions. I see them coming along. Facebook user, I'm going to put this up here for you, Chris. Even when you find some of those little traumas, it's hard to change the behavior in this area just like that, just like this.
But that's what the tapping, you see, yes, it is hard on your own, but with the tapping and with the guidance to know exactly where to go with the skill, then it does happen like that in a session.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right. And Angela and Marina, we'll get to your questions. I'm going to kind of hold those because I want to make sure we give the tapping session the prime spot, and then we'll get to your questions, I promise. Okay. All right. So could you share with us some of the basic principles so we can get our heads around the basic principles of EFT tapping?
Yeah. So I want to first go into the fact, again, we are dealing with energy. Okay. Think about the placebo effect. With the placebo effect, someone gets a pill, for a study, and there's another group of people that have nothing. They get the sugar pill, the placebo. All right. Now, the interesting thing is that the people that get the placebo pill, many times in their mind, they are thinking that they got the real drug. So therefore, they're going to have exactly the same results that the people getting the real drug do. So this is the power of the mind-body connection. And everything is energy. You got atoms that have the electrons around them. Okay, that's energy. Atoms make up molecules. Molecules make up cells. Cells make up you. Everything in the universe. So everything is energy. Okay. And then energy has a frequency, which is the same thing as a vibration. So whenever you are thinking thoughts and feeling emotions, you are vibrating at a certain frequency. So when you're thinking like low frequency thoughts, like anger, hatred, jealousy, the woe is me, those are low frequency thoughts. And because of law of attraction, attracting like things to like things, okay, if you are in low frequency state a lot with a lot of low frequency thoughts and emotions, you're drawing that into you. So, but if you're in high frequency state, thinking high frequency thoughts and high frequency emotions, then that's what you're going to be drawing to you. Like attracts like, okay? So the negative emotions and so forth is what we need to get rid of. We need to get ourselves in that high frequency state, get rid of all of the negativity that the adverse experiences have caused in our life. So we begin tapping with what we call the setup statement. So this is one of the principles, but I wanted to give you that little bit of background. You tap on the side of your hand and kind of close up to here, where just below the knuckle on your little finger. And we're going to repeat 3 times something that I will, concoct in a little while for our tapping session. And I will pause in between the statements that I make for you to kind of mentally or verbally repeat it. So we will do this tapping 3 different times. Then the points are right here at the beginning of the eyebrow. Okay. Then right on the very side of the eye, right on the edge of the eye socket. Okay. And then underneath of the eye, again, on the very edge of the eye socket. Then this is a nose point here, just below your nose. Here's the chin point, just below your lower lip. And then if you find this little hollow here and your clavicle, as you go down about an inch and over about an inch, you'll find the collarbone points that are here. And an easy way to do that with one hand is just to kind of tap like that. And then about 4 inches underneath of the armpit, this is your right along the bra line for ladies, or nipple for men. This is what we call the under the arm point.
And we do have men joining us.
And then we have the top of the head. And you can kind of tap around the top of the head like this, or you can kind of tap all around the head because you've got meridians that go all over your head. So either is fine. And so with each of those different points, I'm going to be telling you to repeat something that's related to the setup statement. And what's going to be in the setup statement is we're going to want you to think of a situation maybe that is going on in your life right now, or basically how you're feeling in general, or what is a challenge that's happening either now or something that you've experienced that you'd really like to get over. You just don't want this to be a problem in your life anymore. So be thinking about that challenge and what are the emotions that are coming up around that challenge. I want you to identify more than one emotion, if you can, around it. What are the thoughts that you have about it? Okay, so that's going to be a little bit different than the emotion. What are the thoughts that you have about this? Oh, it's happening to me again. What's the old belief that's cropping up? And I want you then to focus on the emotion that is the most intense around that situation that you find yourself in, or that you want to kind of, get out of your life. Okay. And so, Bernadette, we're going to start our tapping now?
Yeah, we can certainly do that. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? A 15-minute tapping session. I took off my jewelry, Chris, because I didn't want it to get in the way. So okay. I am turning it over to you. Let's do this, everybody.
Okay. So tap on the side of the hand and then just kind of repeat after me. And again, keeping in mind that struggle that you've been experiencing, the intensity of the emotion, and you can even rate that intensity on a 0 to 10 scale around that emotion. So 0 is, doesn't bother me at all. And 10 is, it's the worst it could be. So keep in mind what that number is, and then we'll kind of tune into that at the end of our tapping session to see how you've been able to drop that, okay, the intensity around that. So just repeat after me. Even though I have this, what is the situation? What is the challenge? What are you struggling with? So kind of state what that is, okay? And it makes me feel, what is that emotion that is really the most intense around that. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And even though this thing that's going on in my life, again, state that challenge, that situation, that person maybe that is giving you a hard time, is it a money situation that many people are dealing with right now? What is it that you're struggling with? And it makes me feel, what is that emotion? Are you angry? Are you jealous? Are you upset? Are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? Feeling a lot of pressure? Unhappy? Sad? It can be anything. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And even though I can't seem to shake this, and again, what is that situation, that challenge, that situation that you find yourself in? And it makes me feel, state the emotion again, and anything else that comes up to mind, any thoughts that you have around it. I deeply and completely honor and accept myself. Okay.
Hey, Chris,
challenge.
Chris, when you do this part of it, can you just raise your hands?
Okay.
Just make sure, raise yourself up a little bit more, please. Thank you.
Okay, not a problem. Okay. This challenge. There's a part of me that doesn't even want to look at it. Now, if you guys want to close your eyes, okay, whenever I pause, I'm going to be moving to the next tapping point. So if it helps for you to close your eyes and kind of get into what you're experiencing and the feelings, then that's okay. All right. And I'll just tell you at what points I'm moving to. I'd love for it just to fix itself. I'm under the eye point now. Nose point. But even with this problem, it's possible for me to love myself right now. You can also change hands if you need to, okay? This challenge, bring up that challenge. Tapping under the arm. I can hold on to this emotion as long as I want to. What is that emotion that you want to hold on to? What is that emotion you're dealing with? You can hold on to it as long as you want to. Top of the head. Part of me doesn't even want to let go of it. Part of me thinks I really need it. Eyebrow point. Why do you need that emotion? Why do you need the situation? What is it about it that you feel like you need to hold on to? Do you need to protect yourself? Is it going to make something happen for you? So what's that reason? Okay. Side of the eye. Part of me really thinks that I need to hold on to this. Why? Is it doing something for you? What's the excuse? Under the eye. And I don't have to let it go. Yeah, like you're not going to let go of this emotion, right? It's serving you in some way. But what way? If it's causing you problems, is that a good thing? Probably not. Okay, under the nose. I don't have to let it go. On the chin. I never have to let go of, and state that emotion. All of the thoughts that you have around that situation. I don't have to let go of it. Collarbone. Part of me thinks I really need this. Why would you need it? There's a part of you that feels like it does, but why? Under the arm. But it's possible it's not serving me. Did you ever think about that? What is it really doing to you? What is it really doing to your life? Is it serving you? Top of the head. It's possible, now state the emotion, that it is not serving me. Eyebrow point. It's possible, state the emotion, that it's making things worse for me. Side of the eye. Now, when you let that emotion take over, is it creating more of what you don't want? See, this is where the law of attraction comes in. When I let that emotion, state your emotion, take over, it means that I'm drawing more of that into my life. Okay, now let's just take a nice deep sigh, tap on the nose point, take deep breath in. And just let that emotion go. Just visualize it releasing and leaving your entire body, your entire energy field, everything about you. It just does not exist anymore for you. Okay, tapping on the chin point. It's possible it isn't helping me. And I really want to let this go. Let go of that emotion. See it just releasing and just running out of your life. So under the arm. It's possible that I will feel better if I let go of, think of that emotion again. What is that emotion? What is the situation? It's possible that you'll feel a lot better when you let go of it, right? Okay, top of the head. And when I let go of it, it's going to be possible to create. Now, what do you want to create? Envision what it is that you really want. What is it going to be like if you let go of whatever that situation is and all of the thoughts and emotions that have been, causing you the consternation around it? Eyebrow point. It's possible that I will be able to create what? Create whatever it is that you want to come about in your life. And that's what I really want. Isn't it? Isn't that what you really want? Yeah. Hold on to that. Make it bigger. Feel it. I really want. What is it that you're creating now? Expand on it. Just the sky is the limit. Nose point. And it's not helping to keep processing. Think back on what's been struggling, what you've been struggling with, all of the emotions around it, all of the thoughts and beliefs around it, okay? It's not helping to keep processing all of this. Chin point. I'm ready to let go of it now. Aren't you? Aren't you ready? How does it feel? I am ready to let go of it now. Collarbone. I'm ready to create now. Go back to what it is that you want to create. Okay. And just hold on to that feeling, that vision of what you want. Oh, but it's just not possible. Under the arm. It's just not possible. How can I create that? Top of the head. But I can create it. Eyebrow. And when I create it, I will feel. What is the emotion that you will feel when you create whatever it is that you want? And it can be anything. It can be a relationship. It can be a new job. It can be the amount of money that you want. It can be where you live. It can be just how you are. You want to be a different person. Okay. Under the eye. What would it feel like if you just shifted all of this now and chose that new creation? Feel that emotion. I would feel what? Okay. Under the nose. It would make me feel, expand on that. Really get into it. Visualize what that new creation is all about. Chin. And when I get to create that, I'm going to what? The sky is the limit. You're a magician. You're creating your entire new way of being, a new way of life. Okay. Collarbone. And that is what I really want. Isn't it? Isn't that how you want your life to be rather than what you're struggling with now? Yes. Under the arm. And I can move forward now. Think about how good that feels. Top of the head. I am moving forward now with power and clarity. And I'm bringing love into my life. Bring in that love. Bring in whatever forgiveness that you might need around this situation that you've been experiencing, and give yourself permission to have it, to have what you are creating. Eyebrow. I'm moving forward with strength and resilience because you have the power. You have the clarity. Side of the eye. I am creating, and again, go back to that vision, the most beautiful creation that you can have in your life. How beautiful is it? How wonderful does it feel? Under the eye. Describe it out loud and feel how good it feels. A part of me thinks it's not possible. Chin point. But I know it's possible because I'm going to create it. Collarbone. I am what? Describe it. Be there. Embrace it. Bring it in. And it really feels, and how good does it feel? We're at the under the arm point now. Really get into that feeling. Is it prosperity? Is it connection? Is it beauty in yourself, your life, your surroundings? Is it power? Is it love? Is it joy? How good does your body feel when you think of all of this? Okay, and expand how that feels in your body. Top of the head. Where are the sensations that you're feeling that in your body now? How good are you feeling? Is it expanding beyond your body? Okay. Now I want you to expand that. We're at the eyebrow point now. I want you to expand that feeling 75%. Just make it bigger. Make it more powerful. Make it consume everything about you. How good it feels. Side of the eye. Now I want you to expand it another 100%. Okay, under the arm, under the eye. Now I want you to pull all of those emotions into your heart. And I want you to magnify them another 100%. All of the emotions, all of the vision of what you're creating under the nose. And I want you to shoot that out into the universe as far and as wide as it can possibly go. You are now creating a new reality for you. You are creating a new matrix reality for you. Chin point. And it's powerful. And it's life-changing. And I want you to really get into that feeling. Collarbone. Now I want you to take that feeling and I want you to send it to somebody that you know maybe is struggling with something, because you are feeling so good now. You have so much power that you can now help others. Send it to a person, a place, somewhere in the world. Just really share what you have now to end the struggle. And under the arm. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in and out. Okay, I want you to take one hand and put it on your chest and one hand on your belly. All right? And I want you to just close your eyes and put a smile on your face. Because putting a smile on your face is going to just release all of those happy hormones. Okay? And I want you to bring all of that goodness into your life. Everything that you just created for yourself, all of those things that you've chosen to work on around that challenge that you've been experiencing. How do you feel about that challenge now? Go back to that 0 to 10 rating, that emotion. Where is that number now? Did you start with an 8, 9, or a 10? Where is it now? When you think about that emotion, when you think about that challenge and the emotion that you were feeling around that, what is the intensity of that emotion now? Okay, what has shifted? Do you feel more empowered? So just feel that transformation that you've experienced. Have gratitude for this tapping session. And just the fact that you are able to love yourself deeply. Feel that in yourself and feel the space that you have created with that in it and you in that. Okay, and let's take another deep breath in and out. Okay, good. How's everybody feeling? Can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I didn't want everybody to hear me doing all my chanting and whatnot. Oh my gosh. Well, first off, oh my gosh, you think everybody, I was like, wah! Before. Oh my gosh. And plus I was almost in tears as well. But we also have a Facebook user, and I would love it if she's stating or he's stating that they are at a 3 now. Where did you start? Facebook user. I'm sorry, I don't have your name or your picture. You have to give StreamYard permission to do that. It's okay if you don't. But where would you say you had started? I would say, Chris, I started at about a 7 because I'd been doing so much work on this as well. But I brought it down to like a 1.5. I just Marina is saying it changed from angry at 10 to angry 3. Awesome.
Good.
And Devony is saying that was relaxing. Definitely shed tears.
Yes.
Yes.
Now you see, many times as part of the release of the emotion, you might yawn. Okay. You might burp. You might have to go to the bathroom real fast because you're releasing things.
Right.
It's you're going, you might have a tingling sensation. You might feel energy like leaving your body in some way because you're releasing all of that. So there's going to be some symptoms. You might even start laughing, the crying. Yes, they're all that release of the emotions. So that's very natural.
I started that. Like I started as if I've been talking like the whole time you were, and I wasn't. It was Caitlin, and she was the one who said she started at a 3, and I'm sorry, she started at 9.8, and she's now at a 3. Awesome.
Yes.
This is another relaxed participant.
So let's go back to what we talked about a little earlier about changing the way you think about something like that. Okay. This is how it's done. That is the power, the transformation that is capable when we use this process.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is.
And this was very general.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Coaching is different.
Right. Yes.
Coaching is very specific.
Yes. Love. Oh, and I'm glad I'm glad you provided that. Although your practice is a blend of coaching and this technique and whatnot. Fabulous. Marina's saying that was so shifting for her, and thank you very much.
You're welcome very
Someone
much.
else also had tears.
Mhm.
So I wasn't alone, and neither was Devaney. Also had tears. Yes, that was so. Okay, everybody, what should we do? Just kind of like stay
One
in the
thing,
mojo?
drink water.
I'll
Just
drink
like as
water.
if you had an acupuncture or a massage session, okay? They're releasing energy. You are releasing energy. All this pent up energy that you've been holding on to, that trauma that's been trapped in the body,
Yep.
we're releasing it. So we want to drink lots of water over the next 24 hours. Just flush that out of your system, okay?
Right. Or Marina's saying, I see the whole world different now. And Angela's saying, this felt so good. I have to say, when you get Chris in person, it's even better. She really gets to the root of your issue, and then it's gone. And someone, Kate saying, drink water and walk the dog. My dog has been murmuring but underneath. I put her in the crate. Coco is her name, for those of you who haven't met her yet. And she's wondering what her mommy's doing right now.
Yes, I know.
That's awesome. That's all awesome. Okay, so keep in mind, everybody, we're going to about 2:10, okay? Because we want to hit up your questions, but we have a couple of things to do beforehand. So, Chris, you were going to share with us now as well. How can they embody this on a daily basis? What can they do? What are some tips that they can do to embody it?
Well, you're getting a handout called Times to Tap. Okay, and the idea is to integrate tapping into your day-to-day existence. I recommend starting your morning with some tapping, maybe 5 or 15 minutes. You can end your evening with tapping right before you go to bed. Like you're in bed, sit up for a few minutes, kind of evaluate your day. Hey, what worked, what didn't work? So tap on what didn't work. You can, even if you had a great day, you can just kind of start tapping, and something may come to mind. So then you can kind of start the setup process. Oh, even though this thing happened and I feel this way about it, I love and accept myself, and then go through the tapping, points. Right. So incorporate it in your day. If you are prone to have kind of an addiction about something, okay, because people have addictions. There's smoking, there's drinking, there's all kinds of addictions. It doesn't have to be drugs. Is there a habit that you want to break? Then that is like an addiction. And if you tap consistently throughout the day, you get up from your chair, do a round of tapping. You don't have to do the whole setup statement, just do a round of tapping, okay? You're sitting at lunch, do a round of tapping. When you have a hand free, you're brushing your teeth, do a round of tapping. So there's all kinds of times that you can tap like that, and there's some of them in that Times to Tap handout that you're going to be getting.
And you're going to be sending that to them via email. Keep an eye out from it. You'll probably see an email from me as well as a thank you. But I'll let Chris share her tapping worksheet to you.
I'll send that out later today.
Yeah. Fabulous. And I know there's a lot of people, because we had a ton of people register and maybe weren't able to join us live. So you will have a replay of this as well. But at the same time, you were here. You've experienced it. So now what I'd love to do is I really want to share before we get into the question and answers, and I've been watching them as they've been coming through. Oh, wait, we got more comments, and I want to honor those. Okay, so Devaney has a question. We're going to get to that in just a second. Marina is saying, agree, when you work with Chris in person, it's absolutely transformative. Someone had a bad connection on their walk. I'm sorry to hear that. So I will listen to the recording, or you could watch it, because you could listen to it, because she did kind of indicate where she was going on the body and all that kind of good stuff. But if you want to see our pretty faces, you can check it out. It will be in the Powerhouse Mavericks Facebook group page. And I will be including it into the guides, but I'll leave it in the stream for the next couple of days, and then we'll have it in the guide for you. Okay, and we have a couple questions. Food. Devaney needs food. Wow. I mean, how was that? I was certainly moved, as I was the first time. And I walked through it right with you. during this time. So why not take advantage of it, right? I got a double dose of Chris Hunt of Hunt for Hope Wellness. It was awesome. So leave us comments, if you would, about your experience and, kind of what did you take away from it? All right. But I would expect, as I mentioned at the very beginning, that more so Chris, earned it earned your permission to then walk through how you can work with Chris more deeply, more one-on-one, really hitting on what it is you specifically might be dealing with. So with that, what I'd like to do is I asked Chris as well for permission if I could share with you, just because of the experiences that I've had with her, the special package that she put together just for you, being part of this encore presentation. So if you would allow us, let me walk through that with you. Okay. So this is her tapping into emotional freedom jumpstarter. And this is a special 3-session package. And I'm just going to clear this for now so it's nice and bright for you. And so this is a 3-session package, which are 3 one-hour sessions. So think about this, if you would. The aha moment you just got. All right. And again, please share it with us. That was a 10, 15-minute discussion, right? Think about what you could be doing with her for a full hour. And then for 3 full-hour sessions with her. Think about the cost, the impact that any one of the struggles that you might be dealing with has had on your life.
Yes.
And then consider what transformation, what change you could be experiencing if you were to be working with Chris. So this Jumpstarter program that she's offered is 3 one-hour sessions. All right. But before that, Chris is going to send you a pre-session questionnaire where it's going to be so valuable to you, but it's also going to be powerful in the sessions with Chris, because it's going to be a series of questions that she's going to ask you to really consider for yourself and kind of do some self-discovery work before you even kind of get on the session with Chris. Yeah. But that's going to also provide her great information to really be able to laser focus in on what it is you want her to focus on with you during your sessions. All right. So that in itself is gold. Let me just tell you, that in itself is gold, because of not just the fact that it's this questionnaire, but more so because the work you're going to be able to do on your own, let alone then with her. Yeah. So that's the very first thing that you get from Chris prior to your very first session with her. And then you have those 3 one-hour sessions that I mentioned. And those 3 one-hour sessions will be heavily weighted and kind of leveraged by that questionnaire. Now, the last session, we really should make it 3.5, because the last session is a 90-minute deep dive. It's one of your sessions, and then she's tapped on 30 extra minutes where you can be really spending time kind of going inward again, kind of evaluating what have you experienced? What have you shifted? What's been transformed? What's been changed in your life? And where were you just 3 sessions earlier? Because those 3 sessions can be done anytime across a 3-month period. All right. Which is a beautiful thing that she's offering, because a lot of times people will say, oh, no, you need to get these 3 sessions done in a month or 2 months. And she's allowing you, knowing that this is important work. All right. And this is work that you might not be accustomed to. Right, Chris?
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's very different than what they have experienced before, because therapy has a tendency to kind of drag on. And this is a lot faster than that.
Right. Absolutely. So your questionnaire, your 3.5, because you're going to, like I said, you're going to do kind of an assessment. She really wants to understand what your experiences was like, and then really where you want to go next. And so that 90 minutes is critical for both of you to have an opportunity to discuss that and look at that. And but she doesn't stop there. And trust me when I say, when I tell you the pricing, you're going to be like, what? Because, and her pricing is typically only these three things: the pre-questionnaire, your 3 sessions, and that extra, almost like that extra 30 minutes, but that 90-minute session to really kind of self-assess and evaluate. But then she's added some bonuses just for those of you in this Encore presentation, as her part of her Jumpstarter program, and that is the Wheel of Life. And Chris, you mentioned it briefly earlier, but could you just, again, a snippet of what the value of the Wheel of Life?
Well, the Wheel of Life has 12 different categories to it, and you rate where you are in that category of your life on a scale of 0 to 10 by putting a dot in each category, in each segment of that wheel. And then you connect the dots, and it tells you how your life is rolling. And if it's like, all jagged and zigzaggy and everything, then, well, there's obviously areas in your life that need some attention. And those you could choose to work on during our sessions. And it gives you an overall view about how your life is rolling.
Right. Well, and I think I made a joking comment about the fact that it could look like a Fred Flintstone wheel. I mean, his isn't necessarily jagged, but at the same time, it's wonky. It's wonky. And yet with that clear direction, again, that helps Chris really understand what it is and where it is that you're going, with what it is that you're wanting to work on and or achieve. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. And then the next one would be 1 email between sessions. So I would never want anyone to take these for granted, because all of a sudden between sessions, you might all of a sudden, come up with like an issue that's all of a sudden hit you, or a challenge that's all of a sudden like smacked you in the face. And you need somebody to reach out to. Well, you can just like slap a email together sharing with Chris what it is you're dealing with and where do you need help or what is it. And then she will get back to you on it and provide you some tips and some maybe even suggestions. Well, Chris, you tell us, what could you respond with that would move them forward?
Yeah, as I may even be able to give you some ideas as to how you would be able to tap on that, what kind of verbiage you could use, and what to really focus on with that situation that you might find yourself in. But if you find yourself constantly triggered about something, or something dramatic happens, this would be the time to contact me in between sessions for that.
Right. Yeah. Again, something not to take lightly, everyone, because that is invaluable to people that are struggling, and therefore it could be you. Let's hope it's not, but at the same time, why not leverage it? Hey, Chris, I have a question, right? Hey, Chris, do you have a suggestion for me? Great value, great value. And then she has a times to tap handout. Chris, do you want to touch on that?
Sure. Tapping doesn't have to be done just in a session. So the times to tap, you don't have to go through the whole process, with the whole setup like this with the even though statements. You can just do a tapping round. So there's all kinds of ideas in the times to tap that are common sorts of things that you do every day that you can remember to do a round of tapping while you're doing that.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. You can put it up on, a wall, your mirror, and as a reminder, especially if you find yourself like, you can, which I often do, you can go back to that reference point and kind of figure it out for yourself, which is awesome as well. And then last but not least, because again, who wouldn't want peace in their world? Who wouldn't want peace in the world? And she has a personal peace procedure handout that helps you identify other areas in your life that you would love some more peace on. Is there anything you'd like to add in regards to that?
Yeah, it's just kind of taking a deep dive into your life and making a list of things, and then addressing them either in session or outside of session.
Right, right. That's awesome. All right. So that is her her 3 session tapping into emotional freedom jump starter. And it is powerful. Just think about it. 15 minutes you had today with her. Just think about 3 hours, actually 3.5 hours,
Yeah.
because she also added that deep dive third session with an extra 30 minutes, which is fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Okay. So let me share with you the unbelievable, what would I say, offering she's making to all of you for being part of this Encore presentation. It is, like I said, it's typically priced for those 3 items up front: the pre-questionnaire, the 3 sessions, and that deep dive extra session or extra 30 minutes onto the third session at the end. And typically it would be $1,220. All right, $1,220. Well worth it. Well worth it. Just think about this. This is what I want you to think about. I want you to think about what is that cost or impact, like I mentioned earlier, of whatever it is that this limiting belief, maybe it is, maybe it's a struggle, maybe it's a physical, let alone mental or emotional state that you're in that's really holding you back or up, or it's keeping you stuck, whatever the case might be. And then what I want you to ask yourself is, how much would it be worth to you to solve that problem?
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, entrepreneurs out there, I want to speak specifically to you, even though we have a wide variety of individuals participating, not only today, but in the previous workshop. But to those entrepreneurs who are afraid of picking up the phone to reach out and prospect and to get clients, or to ask if you could be part of a podcast from a famous person, or maybe you're feeling unworthy or not good enough or not well known enough or not experienced enough to get that big client, that whale of a client that you want, or to get that speaking gig. You take that fear, insecurity, limiting belief, but more so, Chris being and I'm going to have her talk about this, but being the detective that she is, she's going to really find out, okay, where is this stemming from?
Yeah.
Where is this stemming from? Because you're in business to make money. I mean, that's why you're in business, or it's a hobby. So why kind of sit there struggling and questioning how are you going to be able to, get those clients, generate that income, yada, yada, yada. Let her help you. Let's get back to her 3-session tapping into emotional freedom jumpstarter. Is regularly priced at $1,220 for just those 3 top things. But then she's added all these bonuses. And not only that, but because you're part of the Encore presentation, she is going to offer this to you at $855. $855 for 3.5 hours time with her, for a self-discovery that questionnaire that you could be doing and learning already before you even meet with her a lot about yourself and what it is that you might be dealing with. And then with a opportunity to talk with her in between sessions, and then an opportunity to have tools, multiple tools, 3 of them, that will also help you identify areas of your life that you could improve upon, you can find more peace in, or where are you off? Where are you in those 12 areas of the wheel of life? Where are you kind of, not where you want to be? And so, excuse me. So that's a $365 savings that she's offering for you. $1,220 regularly, $365 savings, and all you're paying is $855. So just do that calculation for me, if you would, around what has it cost you so far? So going back to those entrepreneurs, how much is it costing you every week and every month? You're not generating the income, the goal that you had for yourself. I can guarantee you, you are looking to earn more than $855 a month in your business. And if that's the case, say you're looking to earn $2,500 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or $20,000 plus, which many of our clients in Powerhouse Mavericks or our members of Powerhouse Mavericks does. Well, $855, what a great investment in you, in your happiness, in your joy, in your freedom. All right. Yes. So consider that for sure. All right. So what I'd like you to do is you can learn more information about that, but you can actually lock it in and get it secured at huntforhopewellness.com/jumpstarter. It's that easy. Yeah. And I would suggest you do it sooner than later because her schedule will get booked. Okay. So huntforhopewellness.com/jumpstarter. All right. So everyone go to the link below, huntforhopewellness.com/jumpstarter. This offer is only good until the evening of September 12th. All right. So that's midnight, September 12th, which is Sunday night, is when this offer and this pricing will go away. So be sure to take advantage of it. And more importantly, be sure to get on her schedule. All right. And you'll get everything that you see here for that special pricing of $855, a reduction of $365, a savings, which you could use that $365 to even book her for a 4th or 5th session. But it's an awesome opportunity. Okay, so we had mentioned that this was an encore presentation, right? And that's why we're back. And we are here with you during today's session. So we're going into question and answers. And if you have any questions yourself, then make sure you're posting them in the comment section. And Chris but Chris is here to answer whatever questions that you might have. All right. And so those questions that you're bringing up and the previous group brought up are really critical and very relevant to what it is that you might be dealing with, but more importantly, what questions you might have, and that Chris is providing feedback on. So stay tuned. We're going right into Q&A. All right. Okay, I want to get to the questions, Chris. Yes. And I'm going to go actually down to the bottom. But I do want to make a comment or say some comments. Marina says, looks like a great deal. That's an amazing price, Angela's saying, and Angela's experienced it. I shared her testimonial earlier. Facebook user, let's see. I got to remove there's so much to do here. Let me see. Christine, you are awesome. Like the tapping as you did sometime to me before. Thanks so much to the both of you. You are very, very, very welcome.
Absolutely.
Another one said, I was taught a specific tapping and movements for anxiety. I would love to know if you suggest something specific for a panic attack or the method you just demonstrated. I'm a newbie, so this may be basic. Nothing
panic attacks, again, panic attacks come from something that happened in your life at some point in the past. And I have worked with people that have had terrible panic attacks and frequent panic attacks. And so I can tell you that this kind of work would really help you with that, because you see, we're getting to the root cause. This isn't just a symptom-based treatment. It's not like you're not taking a pill. You're not just talking about it. We are getting right down to when the panic attacks started, and we are going to work on that and neutralize everything around it so that now you're not triggered anymore. You see, that's what happens in the present, is we get triggered by these things because they're all running subconsciously in our mind. And when you have a situation, the memory goes into your brain, into the subconscious mind. Now in the present, when you encounter a similar situation, your subconscious mind recalls that memory and you react to this current situation exactly the same way you did in the original situation. That's a trigger. Okay. Yep. That's a reaction. So we break the connection of that trigger because we address the root of the problem. Then when you encounter a similar situation again, you're not triggered anymore. There is nothing left to trigger you because you don't think that way anymore. You don't feel that way anymore. So the
Amazing.
panic attacks go away.
It's amazing. Awesome question. Thank you very much, Facebook user. Can tapping and work with you? Oh, can tapping and working with you help to heal emotional eating?
Yes. Oh, that's one of my specialties. Yes. Cravings, emotional eating. And I'll tell you what, think about the foods that you eat when you are getting stressed. Okay. When you're eating emotionally, you're stress eating. What are the foods that you are eating? Now, did you used to eat those foods when you were younger, maybe growing up? When did you eat those foods when you were younger? What kind of situations were you in? Were they situations that made you feel good? Okay. Maybe you felt happy. Maybe you felt loved. Family dinners, birthday parties, things like that. That's why you're eating those foods. So tapping that's one of the biggest things that tapping does is breaks that connection between the kind of food that you're eating and the stress reaction. Because you see, you're eating the food because it made you feel good then, and you're eating it now to help make you feel good because you associate a good feeling emotion with that food. I do it all the time. That is one of my specialties.
Awesome. I want to definitely get to Devaney's because I think this is important. My question is, what do you do when you aren't ready to let go? My focus was on a betrayal that happened 2 years ago. I want to let it go, but I just can't seem to extend the forgiveness needed. Do I just keep tapping through it until I can?
Yes and no. Okay. Yes, you can keep tapping on it. But the key is to really get to what it is that you're feeling about the whole thing. Okay. Yes, there was betrayal, but what else is going on around that? And what is the reason that you're hanging on to it? So there's a lot of different aspects that are around every single situation that a person has in their life that is impacting them in a negative way. It's like a puzzle, okay? And each piece is a different aspect of the experience. I take a car accident, okay? So there's lots of things that happen during a car accident. There might be the movement, that's an aspect. There might be the sound of the crash. There might be a smell of burning rubber as the brakes are applied and there's skid marks and everything. So there's lots of different aspects around any given situation. So all of the aspects need to be dealt with. And that's where my detective work comes in.
Yeah, and she is a detective. She asks so many great questions and just drills in it for you. Angela has a great question as well. Does tapping support decision making or the other way around? Do you have to make a new decision in order for tapping to be most effective?
Well, I guess that depends on what's going on. Many times we have an emotional reaction to something because of how it makes us, because of how we react to it and the thought that we have about that experience. Okay. So when we have a thought about it, we're probably creating a decision about that experience and how it's affected us. It may create a belief that, okay, so you're bullied on the playground when you're in 5th grade. And so that may make you feel as though, you're not very strong, that you're unlovable, nobody likes you, and that kind of thing. And so you have this belief about yourself because that situation made you think that way about yourself. So when we resolve the bullying playground situation, then you find out that, well, that's not who you really are anyway. Mm-hmm. And so you have new thoughts about who you are or what happened. Right. You might then have compassion for the bully because that kid comes from a broken family and he's just acting out. Yeah. Okay. So that is how the thoughts and the beliefs shift.
Powerful, people. Powerful. And Devaney wanted to both thank you, but she says, "Oh my God," from your response to her question. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what Chris does. And she says, "Thank you." All right. I expect that you got all your questions answered and to continue. We're here. Chris and I are here. Even though it's an encore presentation, we're actually here online. So continue, leaving your comments, writing your questions, and Chris will definitely get with you. But before we leave, I want to remind you of just this great opportunity to work with Chris. So her Tapping into Freedom, Emotional Freedom Jumpstarter is a package of 3 sessions that you can use over a 3-month period. It includes a pre-session questionnaire where you can do a deep dive on your own, but then she'll use it to make sure that you maximize the time together. Then you'll have your 3 sessions, which you'll use over a 3-month period. You'll also have an opportunity to shoot her an email between session where you can ask her a question or, explain a challenge or an issue that you're having that you want some direction or some help on. And then she's providing 3 very powerful transformational tools for you. And that is the Wheel of Life, where you can identify the areas of your life and where are you now and where do you want to go. And then the Times to Tap, which is something you should put up on your mirror. So as you're going through your day, and if you happen to just need some time to settle in, you can go and say, okay, so remind me, where and when's a great place for me to be tapping. And then lastly, but not leastly, is that a word? She has a personal peace procedure handout, which allows you, again, to find areas of your life that you really could use peace with. So this special offer just for this encore presentation is expires on Sunday night, September 12th, and it has a $365 savings. It's regularly for just the first three things that we talk about, and what's listed here is $1,220. But with that $365 discount, you're getting it for $855. $855 to transform not only your thinking, not only your belief systems, but transform your work and your life. How valuable is that? So make sure you go down to the website, huntforhopewellness.com/jumpstarter, and jump in. What do you have to lose? Jump in. What do you have to lose other than great change, great transformation, great happiness, great confidence, great self-love, and a great life.
And being able to get on with it.
I love it. And be able to get on with it. All right. So we so appreciate, Chris and I so appreciate you being here as part of this encore presentation. And we don't want you to miss out on this offering that ends on Sunday night, September 12th. So go to that website and make sure you lock in and secure Chris's time as quickly as possible. All right. Chris, thank you so much for being part of this. It's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for everyone who has joined us today.
Yes. And for everyone within the Powerhouse Mavericks community, thank you so much. And Chris and I look forward to kind of, staying in touch, because remember, Chris is part of the group. Chris is part of our Powerhouse Mavericks community. So don't hesitate to reach out to her there as well. So for me and everyone within the Powerhouse Mavericks community, and for Chris, we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.